What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Zave's Corner. I feel like it's been ages since we sat down in the corner, but tonight we are back. Listen, we took the last week to kind of rest and recuperate and just kind of get our minds together over the Labor Day weekend. Spent some time up in the Blue Ridge Mountains watching the sunrise and the sunset, and did something fairly new in my life. I went tubing for the first time. I can't swim, so it was very audacious, and I was very excited but nervous at the same time. But I didn't die. I'm still here, so I'm excited about that. Listen, those of you that are tuning in for the very first time, again, I'd like to welcome you to Zave's Corner, where we're just going to talk about it. We believe in keeping it 100% real here, and that's what we're going to do here tonight. Do me a favor. As you're watching, I want you just to comment and let us know where you're watching from, your name, and let's do this. Let's make it fun tonight. Let us know, are you single in the house? We got any single folks in the house? Because that's what we're talking about right here tonight. I know we started early because we got to catch Auntie Patty and Auntie Gladys on this verses tonight. They finally brought out some real music. Y'all young folk don't know about that real music. So my old soul is excited. But before we get to the aunties and the Battle of the Banana Puddings and songs, we got to talk about being single, heavy on the single. So help us by joining the conversation. But before we get started and I introduce these phenomenal individuals that I have the pleasure of sitting down with tonight, do me this one favor. Make sure you hit that share button. If you're watching us from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And of course, let's keep the conversation going. As always, like we do in Zave's Corner, let's get these announcements out the way first. I'm so very excited to announce that our back to school drive was such a success. We have successfully packaged our bags and we are getting ready to deliver those to students as they prepare to return back to face-to-face instruction. And so we want to continue to keep all of the teachers and educators and students in our thoughts and prayers. But if you would like to help us and partner with us as we prepare to take on the next challenge for Thanksgiving, we've got 4 ways for you to partner with us. You can PayPal us at greatfoundxr@gmail.com. You can Zelle us at 404-989-3883. You can Cash App us at XRR1208. And of course, if you're like me and you still like to put that pen to paper and write those checks, you can make your checks payable to Greater Love Enterprises, P.O. Box 492574. That's Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. All right. And of course, if you are like me and you love to look stylish and you love to look cool, want to get those t-shirts in right before the summer ends, be sure to partner with us and be a great support to our foundation and purchase one of the 4 t-shirts that are shown on your screen. You can do so by going to www.xrrgf.com. Again, that's www.xrrgf.com. Every dollar that is spent purchasing one of these t-shirts goes back to benefit the Greatness Foundation, which I'm so glad to be a part of. Click on Greatness Wear. It'll take you there and you can rock your favorite greatness wear. All right. And last but certainly not least, next Sunday, we'll be right back here at Zave's Corner. And the topic is who hurt you? The church. And I've got 4 amazing individuals that'll be sitting down with me, and we're going to be talking about the power, the hurt, the anger, and the redeeming grace of growing up, being in the church, and learning to find your place in the world and dealing with church hurt. Okay. All right. So I'm hoping that you will begin and start making your way to support us. But as of right now, in this very moment, I'm so excited to have 3 phenomenal individuals that'll be joining me tonight to talk about being single, and that's heavy on the single. All right. And that's no shade to anybody, but y'all know how it is. Let's just keep it real. All right. So in typical Zave's Corner fashion, who we introducing? Listen, y'all. Listen, she is no stranger to Zave's Corner. We've been friends we just actually did a Friends podcast about 2 weeks ago. And we've been friends for at least a decade plus. So I'm so very excited to have one of my bestest friends back. I call her my favorite because she's just so sincere and real. The one, the only, Miss Kiera.
That was so sweet.
Don't you cry.
I was like over here like, oh, that's so sweet. Hey, y'all. It's me again. I'm back.
Welcome back. Listen, everybody knows your name at this point. But listen, Let's do this. Tell everybody, you're single. How long have you been single?
I'm like fresh in the single game. So I've been single since June.
Whew.
Yeah, since June. So I'm still trying to get adjusted to it, but I'm sure we're gonna dive all into that. So let me keep my comments to myself.
We're gonna do like the shirt saying, talk about it. You know, we about to talk about it. Listen, this brother right here, he's got to be one of the coolest men I know. We are cousins. We've been cousins since the day he was born, although he's older than me. I love him so much. He won't never come to Atlanta to hang out with me, but he's too busy doing his thing out here in a single black world. So, ladies, because he's a ladies man, I'd like to introduce to y'all my cousin all the way. Look at him. Go ahead, smile for him, cuz. I want to see your what? You want to see my what? Cousin.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Appreciate the love, cousin. Always glad to be here. You know, I normally keep conversation like this on a one-on-one basis because I'm very opinionated and I can get a little too real from time to time. But since you asked, I'll do it for you. So I got you.
Listen, man, I appreciate it. Listen, tell everybody your name and how long you've been single.
Okay, I'm Levi, and I've been single a good 5-6 years now. So pretty long time.
Such a bad
My choice though, because last one was bad. We'll get into that.
Oh, listen, we got stories to tell. Listen, he had to take a sip. And last but not least, this is one of my sweethearts. I call her my smoochie. I don't even know how we came up with the term smoochie, but we've been friends for almost 10 years now. She is a devastating Delta, hence the color that she will be rocking tonight. Let me just bring her out because she's going to give y'all that good old Southern girl charm. Smooch.
Hey, Smoochie.
What's up, girl? Welcome to Zave's Corner. Listen, tell everybody your real name because everybody is not going to be calling you Smoochie. I'm territorial.
Right. My name is Vakia, and I've been single for about 2 years now.
2 years, Lord, it's the years for me, y'all. Because let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's the years for me, and months is devastating, but years I start getting stressed. But before we do that, y'all, listen, right here on Zave's Corner, I have to lay down some ground rules because we believe in a judgment-free zone. That's right. We believe that every opinion is welcome and respected. You don't have to agree with it, but you will respect it. If you can't do that, it's no hard feelings, we know, but just go ahead and take a walk right on out the door because we are here to respect and show each other a greater love. Make sure you go get that greater love t-shirt too, by the way. Great plug. All right, so now that we've laid out the rules, we got the foundation going. Listen, y'all, let's talk about it. Like, let's get right on into it. To our viewers that are watching tonight, please be sure to drop questions and let us know where you're watching from. We want to hear from you as well. But you all have already kind of started the conversation, and so I kind of want to take it from there. Levi, I think you said you've been single, 5 or 6 years now, right?
Yeah.
Was that correct? Did you say 5 or 6 years? And you said it's by choice. Kind of tell me what that 5 or 6 years has been like. Like, what have you been feeling?
I mean, I ain't gonna say it's been a cakewalk. It's been easy. There are times where, I wish I had somebody with me, but I've come to the understanding in my own life that I would rather be alone than lonely, and those are two different things. Ooh. Those mean two different things. I'd rather be alone and
be alone than lonely.
Yeah, I'd rather be alone than lonely. And so, I still, I go out. I have friends that I go out with. Sometimes I go on a date or two, but I've come to understand, like, with myself, that I get annoyed easily and I see things quickly now that I don't like, and I'd rather not waste my time or the other person's time. So if I see something I don't like, or conversation isn't going the way it should, or I think it should, or, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work, I'm just going to let you know, hey, nothing against you. It's mostly me, but it's probably not going to work out. And I feel like that's the best thing. Instead of letting it fizzle, just go ahead and cut it real quick. But so, yeah, that's what it's been like.
Lord Jesus, Levi. Okay, so you don't hesitate. You get straight to the point. Listen, baby, it's been real. You cute and all, but you is not in a good mentally healthy space. Wow. All right, we're gonna get back to that. Smooch, kind of talk to me because you were next on that list right at that 2.5 year mark. So what has that process been like for you?
It's been good for me, actually. I mean, I do have days where I'm just like, man, I wish I had somebody. But like Levi said, I'd rather be alone and happy and okay with myself than to feel lonely.
Absolutely. And you know, a lot of times I think we don't really shed a whole lot of light on kind of just appreciating yourself. And so we're going to talk about that too, because that's important, right? Sharing those moments and knowing that it's okay just to have that season to yourself. And Kiera, you know, I'm getting ready to come to you because you and I talk about this quite a bit. Anytime I'm like, listen, man, this girl ain't working. Like your first thing is, Zave, maybe you just need some time to yourself. But for you, what has that process been like? Because for you, you're the most recent out of a relationship, right? And so being out of a relationship in a time where the world is truly having to be by themselves, what has that been like for you, making that adjustment?
It's been hard. I'm not even gonna lie, because I say all the time, I don't feel like I'm meant to date. Like, I'm a relationship person. I like being in a relationship. I like having one person that's like all mine. But although it's been hard, it's been good because I'm learning more things about myself, like just practicing more self-love, really. So I'm getting to know what I like, what I don't like. It's nice not having to, answer to anybody every day. It's nice to be able to do what I want to do in a sense and not have to worry about, why you answering the phone and all that stuff like that. But I mean, it's been a process. I'm getting used to, just really being by yourself. Well, not necessarily by yourself, but because, I got y'all and family and all that stuff. But, I'm just still trying to, just adjust in a sense.
Making that adjustment. Absolutely.
Right.
And we're in a time now where we kind of are realizing one, the importance of just the state of our mental well-being and ensuring that we are mentally okay as individuals. And I just have to shout out our generation because I think our generation has done a great job of bringing awareness to mental health and having a therapist and having somebody to hold you accountable, right? But I also kind of want to talk about you. Like, I asked a question a few podcasts ago, like, have you in your singleness identified some of your toxic moments, like some of your toxic traits? Like for Xavier, like my cousin tells me this all the time. It's when you meet somebody, you go extremely hard really quickly. And it's like, I don't know if that's toxic, but after kind of reflecting, it's like, maybe I'm kind of pushing the mark a little bit. Have y'all identified some of those kind of like toxic places in your life where maybe you're like, that really ain't gonna help me in the long run? I see some head shaking.
I know I have.
Okay,
sure.
Go ahead, tell me.
Just basically, you know how people say that you can have daddy issues. I feel like that has definitely affected me because, I mean, me and my birth dad, we're not really close, but we're working on our relationship. But I felt like not having that close relationship with him made me try to seek validation in guys that I've dated. And, those guys, a lot of them, they weren't really good for me. But, just wanting to be accepted by a man is just like, okay, well, you might do this, this, and that, but at least you with me, so I'll put up with it. And so I'm learning now that, that's not really healthy because it made me stay in some situations longer than I should have. So I feel like that was a major toxic, lesson that I learned that I do to myself.
Absolutely. And Levi and Smoochie, I saw you guys shaking your head. Yes, sir. You guys want to chime in on that as well?
Sure. So I mean, yeah, that was a major part of me staying single for a long time, was I wanted to figure out what's not wrong with me, but things that aren't good in the eyesight of other people, what people would not like about me. And I realized sometimes, I'm very blunt. I will get my point across. And sometimes I'll say it and I don't care how you feel about it. And that can be good and bad in certain situations. I'm also argumentative, like that goes hand in hand. And I like to argue. I like to, have debates with people. And some people don't like that. Some people would rather just, say something and let it be over. But I like the back and forth, and sometimes that's not good. So I've done a lot of soul searching in that time and just trying to figure out, things I should change or just tone down a little bit within myself.
Absolutely. Smooch?
I think for me, it was really like censoring myself to keep the other person happy. So, like, if they had done something to me and I didn't like it, I felt like if I went to them and told them, then they would make me feel small about how I was feeling. So, I would keep that to myself. And I know that keeping it to myself, like, it made me feel terrible. Like, it made me feel so terrible. And it's like, who am I helping? Am I helping them or am I helping myself? So I had to learn not to do that.
Right.
And that kind of goes into that real overextending, right? Because I think I often hear people say, "Oh, I don't want to be married," but I genuinely believe, like deep down inside, we all have a genuine desire for companionship, right? Like we all have a desire to have someone to kind of share in those moments, to kind of just detox the day with, and just appreciate the little things in life. But as you have grown and learned and identified some of those toxic traits, I have to commend you, because a lot of people will be well into their 30s, 40s, and 50s, 60s, 70s and don't realize, like, hey, there are some things about you that you still have not worked out, right? That you still are having to deal with. And so it's very commendable to all of you all that you're able to do that. Listen, let me do this real quick because I see we've got some more people that are tuned in. Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. Tonight's topic is single, heavy on the single. And I've got three amazingly divine, debonair, beautifully, wonderfully, handsomely made individuals who are talking with me tonight in Zave's Corner. So if you're tuning in, I invite you to join the conversation. Listen, I need y'all to light these comments up and let me know who's watching, and let me know if you're single or not, because I got some questions I'm gonna need the studio audience to answer with us tonight. All right. So as we continue to keep the conversation going, thank you for that little small insert. I want to talk to you guys for a moment just about kind of how do you view your potential or your ideal mate? Like, what are you looking for? Right. So you know what you are. Everybody believes that they are the package, and hey, I don't knock anybody that believe they the package, even if they like a half a package. But for you, what is it that you see, or what is it that you envision your mate being? Kind of talk to me about that.
Who you want to go first?
And I'm gonna leave that open for anybody. I'm gonna leave that open for anybody.
Well, I mean, I'll go first. I used to have like a long list, but over the years and just through dating, it's condensed. And I know that my main things are like I just want someone who's a great communicator, someone who's honest, have their own job, and their own car. Like it's real short. But I'm big on communication because I'm for real, just coming from a situation where, we would barely talk and it would frustrate me, it would upset me. So now I just know that communication is number one on my list. I feel like, we don't have to talk all day, every day, but I shouldn't go a day without hearing it from you, you know. That's just my little list.
And you know what? I'm a tag in on that because I too believe in communication. Because if you can post on your story, you can take 5 minutes to text me back. That's all I'm
Because if
saying.
you watch my story and you ain't responding, I'm
please don't watch my story and not text me back. All right,
please,
you might as well block me. Just
okay,
block me.
because that's
Don't
gonna be
don't
taking
even
from
talk to me
0
at
to
that point.
100.
Smooch, let me acknowledge this comment real quick. Levi, looks like your friend Andre is saying he's proud of you for having on this button down tonight. So Andre, hey, we love to see it. We love to see it. Keep the Levi jokes coming. They're like the Chuck Morris jokes. Keep the Levi jokes coming because we love it. We love it. We love it. But Smooch, did you want to tag team on that too? Because I saw you shaking your head.
I'm big on communication as well. Someone that values quality time, someone that's a leader. And I think that something else that's important to me, someone that doesn't try to lean on me to figure out their issues. I mean, I know I can be there to help you, but I can't be your therapist always. Like that's something big too. Family man. That's very important. Because I want a big family one day, so I will hope that he would too.
Listen, I mean, you had me at that baggage thing for a moment because folks will try to come at you with their entire closet, thinking you're supposed to help them sort their closet and maintain yours. We're gonna talk about that. Levi, kind of talk to me about your ideal mate. We're gonna
Okay,
talk about that baggage thing because that's important.
my ideal mate, as y'all have already said twice, communication is key. It is number one. Like being able to communicate how you feel. I've seen like so many other relationships have just withered away that could have worked just because they couldn't communicate. And that's a big thing for me. Also, someone who's independent, not in their life per se, like financially, but independent in their thinking. The way, they don't always have to lean on me for every answer. I want someone who can come up with an answer themselves, and I find like not necessarily our generation, but the ones coming up, a lot of the females or women that I see, a lot of them rely heavily on the man for what they want. And that's fine. That's fine. But for me, I would like a woman who's very independent in the way that she thinks. And just intelligence overall. I need someone who's smart. I can't have like if I'm talking to myself and I'm using words that you don't understand and I gotta explain things, that's not gonna work. I've had that and I know it's not gonna work. So yeah.
I just want to know the story. We got to take time to hear this story. You've actually dated somebody where because I know you, we're family. So I know our vocabulary is very expansive, right? And
Yeah.
we tend to move expeditiously. And a lot of people are not super indifferent where they're able to comprehend the vernacular and the tone in which we
Okay,
try to
Ti.
portray.
Y'all
So
sure
kind of tell us
have.
that
Okay,
story.
right.
Show, go ahead, 'cause that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, it was a few years back. Of course, it had to be a few years back. But yes, I dated this one girl, and this was while I was in college. And I've told this to people many times before, but just because you go to college does not necessarily mean that you are smart. And this one girl's beautiful, you know, always well kept together, very fine, curvy, everything. I would thought she was the whole package for me at the time. But when it came to our conversation and the way that we spoke with each other, I always found myself backtracking what I said. Well, oh, I meant this. You didn't understand that. This is what this means, and it did not work well. And I would find myself getting frustrated. We both get frustrated because she thought I would be talking down to her, and I'm just talking. And so it just ended up not working out. And finally, we let it go. And now she's happily married, and I'm here. So maybe it was me.
Well, that went completely left. All right, so y'all said everybody need to take a sip break. All right, so everybody get your cup, take a sip break real quick because that did not go the way we thought it was going to go. So let's keep the conversation going. But thank you for sharing, Levi. Woo. All right, expeditiously, let us move. All right. Well, that happens in life, right? Everybody doesn't always move at the same pace. But has there ever been a time where you've identified, and we're not talking about being in a relationship more so, but just kind of just talking, right? Because our generation, we got stages to this thing. I meet you, I talk to you, I date you, I get engaged to you, I might marry you. I'm the one that might marry you. Been there, done that, might not go back. Yeah, well, that's on a whole nother podcast. But has there ever been a moment in that talking stage where you're just like, yeah, I'm better off single? Like I being with you would be a complete like storm in my life. I would rather just be single. Have you ever had those moments when you're talking to somebody? Kiera, you're looking, Vakia, that's like a hearty yes. So go ahead,
Because I'm
Vakia.
trying to, I wouldn't say it was necessarily like that particular situation, but just me being freshly out of a relationship. I did have to tell a dude like a few days ago that I just couldn't talk to him anymore because I just like I wasn't fully over my last situation. So, you know, it's instead of jumping into something else, I just need to heal from this. And then, you know, I can put myself back out there. So I guess, yeah, I'm better being single right now. So I can work on myself. Then I can jump back into the dating scene.
And that's hot because that means you identified it, right? And you identified that your heart and mind and spirit just weren't in that place. Vakia,
Yeah.
I saw you shake your head. So you identified like in the talking stage, like, nah, homie, I'm gonna do me, you do you, and we good.
Yeah,
What
because
was
at that point we weren't looking for the same exact thing. I was wanting a relationship. He was just wanting someone with benefits, and that's not what I wanted. So when I found that out, I just like, peace
not
to
the good?
you.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for.
And that to me says a lot about just kind of growth and maturity in your singleness, right? Like, Kara, you and I talked
I was
today.
just. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
We
ahead.
talked today because I kind of experienced that same thing. I was about to say I hope she's not watching, but if she's watching, God bless you, baby, because we won't be talking anymore. But it just was real toxic. And it started. Yeah, go ahead, take another sip break because it got really bad. I got home from work yesterday and was just dog tired, y'all. Like I was tired. And usually I do pretty good about like at least trying to let people know what's going on with me. But I was tired. And so I was like, hey, listen, we're not going to be able to talk because I'm tired. And it was like, oh, okay, well, just come when you get up. Not going to happen. So y'all know you kind of get up like 9:30, 10 o'clock, run to the bathroom, log on Instagram real quick, do your midnight scroll, log off. Maybe you post something to your story and then you log off. Literally like 5 minutes after I posted to my story, homegirl called. And so I ignored the first call. She called again. So this time I took it and I kind of gave her like the sleep voice. I was like, hello.
Ooh.
And she was like, oh, so you're up. And I was like, no, I'm not up. I know. I'm identifying a toxic trait. Bear with me. I was like, no, I'm not up. I was up. And she was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
okay, well, I wanted to talk to you. And I was like, oh, I'm not just like, I'm tired. I'm tired. She's like, oh, so that means you're going to bed? No, that means I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Not just bed. I'm going to sleep. Do y'all know she called me again like a few hours later? And it was just at that moment I was like, yeah, okay, this
Yeah.
ain't
I told
She
you
this
don't
ain't,
to block her.
yeah, this ain't gonna work. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. Matter of fact, baby, if you are watching, I'm gonna have to block you. That we're
I
gonna have
hope
to
she
do.
does.
Sorry, I hate you had to find out this way. Needless to say, needless to say, y'all talk to me for a moment about your love. Y'all know I'm off the wall. Talk to me for a moment about your love language, right? Hopefully, you all have taken that test. First of all, do you believe in love languages? Do you believe in love languages?
I
do.
do. Yeah.
You do? Okay. So talk to me about your love languages. Kind of talk to me and give me your top three.
I need to pull mine up real quick. Ooh,
I
I
got
Okay,
mine
can't.
right.
right here. I screenshot it because I knew you was gonna
Me
ask.
too, but I gotta.
Come on, ready
Let
and
me see if I can find
prepared.
it real quick.
Come on, ready and prepared. Shout out to
Okay.
Kendra. What's up, baby? Glad to see
Hey,
that you are
bestie.
watching. Glad to have you. Levi, while the ladies are pulling their files and going through their records, are you ready? Can you identify your three love languages?
I have, I could try. I like,
Okay.
I don't have it in the list like they do, and I probably should. But let's see here. Love language. One, what she did, I value my sleep. Sleep is a love language for me. Like you can't be. She didn't value your time. Like even if you were up on Instagram or whatever, you woke up. You were already asleep, and you told her that. You conveyed that message to her, and she clearly didn't, get that. But for me, just I don't know. I want to let them go because I'm not prepared. Let me go.
Okay.
So
Okay, Smooch, you ready?
Yes,
y'all go.
girl.
Yes.
See.
And Smooch, looks like you got another devastating delta right
Hi,
there.
this is my line sister. Hey,
Okay,
Oh, she
Ron.
was in chorus with me too at Char Cities. I remember her.
Brielle.
Oh,
Small
look, we got a
world.
little family reunion at the family reunion. Okay, go ahead, Smooch.
Okay. So my number one love language is quality time. My number two is words of affirmation, and number three is physical touch.
First of all, I don't like that all your love languages are my love languages, but I digress. Go ahead, Kiera.
Okay, my top one was quality time too. That was 37%. Physical touch was 10. Oh no. Oh yeah, so quality time was 37. Acts of service was 23%, and words of affirmation was 17%. So those were my top three.
Okay.
I need you to tell me how you feel about me. I need you to
Oh,
show me, and I need to spend time with you.
Period.
it's the head. Levi,
All
you
right.
ready?
Oh yeah. All right. So for me, words of affirmation would be top number one.
Oh wow.
Quality time number two, and three would be physical touch for me. We don't have to go into that, but physical touch, yeah.
Woo, hallelujah. Anyhow, well, I'll carry on. Number one is definitely words of affirmation. If you guys don't know, I am definitely a talker and I love to have conversations, but I love to be affirmed, right? I love to know that where we are is a good space and place. And I'm just gonna throw this in there. The last relationship, I didn't really get that. So that's why that didn't work. But number two is quality time. I definitely just believe those little small moments where we can just sit and laugh. We don't have to be out doing anything extravagant or lavish, but we're just enjoying the presence of one another. Just simple little things like going to the park or just enjoying a movie. You know, like those little small things. And then physical touch. Yeah, I don't know what extent Levi was going, but I'm a big hugger. I hug everybody. So COVID has been such a hard task because I can't hug people. But I'm a big hugger, even on my service events through the Greatness Foundation. Kiera, you probably witnessed. I hug everybody because I just truly want people to feel embraced and to feel that transfer of energy. So yeah, I'll pray for you, boy, because not being able to hug has been a hard task. But let's talk about this for a moment because words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch were the top three that everybody at some point touched on. Y'all are big on hearing words of affirmation as well as giving words of affirmation. Talk to me about that.
I'm big on reassurance all around. So I don't know why I'm like this, but I just want to know that, you're always like just how you feel about me. And I do the same thing as well. I'm very emotional. I'm very in touch with my feelings. So I have no problem with, telling you how I feel about you. And if it's not working, then I'll say that. But a lot of dudes nowadays, like they're just not upfront with what they want from you. And I just wish, more guys would just keep it real from the jump. So that way I can tell you if I'm into that. And then, if I'm not, then you can find somebody else who's into that. But don't waste my time. But
Come on, Ham.
anyway. But just big on reassurance. So that's a huge thing for me.
Okay. Smooch, I saw you give your seal of approval too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm big on words of affirmation. I don't necessarily have to receive them because I'm more of a show me type of person. And I believe that's why quality time is my top because anybody can say anything, but I need you to prove it to me. So I know that you're serious.
So you know it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And Levi, talk to me. Why is your top your top?
Words of affirmation are very important. Like everyone wants to feel like they're wanted, and everyone wants to be wanted at some point in time. And to affirm that just ties it all in for me. But sometimes I can see that it can be a bad thing too. Sometimes it can get too much. Sometimes you get so much affirmation that it doesn't seem genuine. You always affirming me, and sometimes things aren't as good as you think they are that you're trying to affirm. So it's a balance. You got to balance it from time to time, and it's life. You just got to work with it. Everyone's different, and as a couple or people who are in a relationship, you just have to learn that about each other as time goes on.
Let me ask y'all this question because I'm really big on holidays, especially the last quarter of the year. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. I love December 8th, which is a national, international holiday. I love Christmas. And I love the New Year celebration as well. So all four of those holidays are amongst us. And I hear my grandparents in there discussing my birthday. I hope they know I want a really big gift this year. But tell me, how do you all cope with being in your singleness around the holidays? Because that's the time, and I don't allow me to trigger anything. So let me know if this question is too much. But how do you deal with just people are getting in? Oh, see, here you go.
I'm just
How do you deal
playing.
with people getting engaged? And usually, this is like the first time you bring your significant other to a family function. And I don't know about for Kiera and Vakia, but I know for Levi and our family is massive. So anytime you bring somebody home, it's a show. So how do you how do you deal with just going into the holidays and really being single?
I'll start off on this one. I'll say as the years have gone by and as I've gotten older, holidays, I haven't actually been around my own family for many holidays because of the jobs that I work. I'm normally alone around the holiday times. I do try to get to do one holiday. If I don't go for Thanksgiving, I'll go for Christmas or things like that. But as for bringing someone around for the holidays, I do not do. And that is because in our family, you know, in our family, that
They
means
watching me, by they watching.
watch, folks. But yeah, in our family, they're very big on who you bring and their credentials. And sometimes I find that it's better to not even have those questions asked. And I wouldn't go to say it's sneaking. I'm not sneaking around with anyone. I just, I don't want nobody's feelings to get hurt, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So for the best of both parties, I don't bring anyone around. But not saying I will never do that. That just goes to show that when I finally do bring someone, we almost there. We serious. So
Right.
That's
let me make sure I write this down at the time that you said it, so I can identify her when I meet her.
Waiting, cousin.
Ladies, how do you all deal with this time of the year?
I'm used to it, to be honest. Last year was the first year I've ever brought somebody to like meet my parents or like exchange gifts with someone, because that was like my first real boyfriend. So I'm used to it, but I guess the way I deal with it is with y'all, my friends, like we exchange gifts during Christmas. We're gonna have like a Friendsgiving this year. So I'm just used to it. I just spend time with my family. What?
I said, we are?
Oh yeah, we are.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You'll get the details later. But yeah, so I just spend time with my family and friends. It's just something that I'm used to. Bringing somebody home is the abnormal for me because everybody don't make it to that point. So that's just
my Lord.
Smooch.
I don't plan on bringing anyone home until I know that we're serious. I've never brought anyone home. Not for Christmas, not for Thanksgiving, not for Memorial Day, not for Labor Day, not for the 4th of July. I have never brought anyone home, ever. I'm content with, being single during the holidays because one, my face is in the food.
Period.
In the embrace of my family and my friends. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I mean, I would love to one day bring somebody home, but like I said, it has to be serious. Like we about to get engaged type serious.
Right.
Like y'all done picked out the ring. You've seen the ring. He knows the ring. They put a down payment on the ring. Like we know. And he done passed my approval rating too. I gotta throw that out there for both.
How do you deal with it?
Oh, come on, co-host. You know what? To be quite honest with you, I've only brought two somebody's home. And it was quite the experience. So I have to agree with you all. I'm okay, especially when my cousin Levi said, like, I'm not sneaking around with anybody. But from Jump Street, I tell him, listen, if I bring you home, you somebody serious. So consider it an honor because you probably won't get past like a 3-month stage with me. So last year was the first time I think in the past 2 years that I spent Thanksgiving and Christmas alone, and that was simply because I had such a bad experience at the last Thanksgiving. Like I was determined I would never, even if we were engaged, she just gonna have to suck it up and come to my family because I had such a bad experience that I would never do that again. Single, married, engaged, just my little friend. I don't care who you are. It ain't gonna happen. That's just how traumatic that experience was. This year, I think I'm a little more excited. Like you said, Kiera, our friend group is definitely strong. And so we spend a lot of time with each other around those holidays. We just spent Labor Day together. And so I look forward to us just kind of doing things together. And I know, Vakia, you and I actually spent a New Year's together, and we had fun just being around your family and playing games. And that, long story short, that was such a critical New Year's Eve for me because my uncle passed the next day. So just to have that place to just kind of share with somebody that I truly love and care for, and vice versa, it was a safe space. So I think we can all kind of attest and agree to the fact that if you've got a strong support system, this being single, it makes it a lot easier to deal with, right? Like there are times where you want to be caked up, you want to be cuddled up, like you want to hold hands in the grocery store on aisle 16 right next to the bread. But then there are those moments where it's like, listen, I don't have to call you, or you don't have to call me 3 times in the middle of the night when I told you I was going to sleep. Like, I'm cool.
You're so shady.
Okay, I hope she's not watching. Oh my
I hope she is. I just appreciate the fact that, we can have those moments, right? And so oftentimes, and we're getting ready to get out of here because y'all, like I told y'all, we got to catch Auntie Gladys and Auntie Patty. We were not going to interrupt the queens. So, I think it's so important that our generation continues to have these conversations because you got to embrace this place where you are in your singleness, right? Like you not only embrace it, but you got to own it. You got to appreciate it. Like you take this time to stack your money, right? Like Vakia, you just got a new job, moved to a completely different location in the world. Levi, you are doing phenomenal things. Like you are still consistently always finding a way to make the family laugh, but you're always making these really smart business moves that you don't think nobody notices, but I'm watching you, right? And then Kiera, like you're getting ready to do something incredible and launch. I'm not going to spill it all, but you're getting ready to launch. And so in these single moments, you learn to appreciate like the sincerity of who you are, right? And who God has created you to be. And so I'm not going to give away my Zave's final moment. But before we get ready to get out of here, y'all, let me say I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for all 3 of you joining me tonight. Sammy could not be with us tonight. He had a previous engagement, but I can't wait to have him on because I want to keep this conversation going because I think it's important that we make sure that everybody still checks in, but 2, we continue to share the importance of embracing your season of singleness. But before we get ready to get out of here, y'all, I want to ask you this one question, or I want you to fill in this statement. To me, being single has been, all right, I'm gonna say it 2 more times. To me, to you, each of you, being single has been, all right. While you contemplate that, let me talk to our viewers. Listen, thank you all so much for tuning in. Before our panelists answer, I just want to remind you that next Sunday we will be back here at 7:30 with the topic of who hurt you, the church. And I'm so excited to sit down with my 4 panelists for next week. I believe it's going to be a dynamic conversation. If you're a church kid like me, grew up in the church, go to a church, this conversation is for you. And then also be sure right after tonight's show, right before the queens take over the verses, you go and cop your greatness wear. Make sure that you are accounted for. We've got some special projects going on. We'd love to have your support. We'd love for you to take your selfie in your Greater Love t-shirt, in your XRR Greatness Foundation t-shirt, or every Sunday night, if you're a faithful watcher, make sure you get a Zave's Corner t-shirt and let us know what's up, right? All right. So hopefully y'all have had an opportunity to think about it. You got your one word. I'm gonna pull a name out of my bag over here. Just kidding. I ain't got no bag.
Wait, it gotta be one word.
One word. And you can't do a word. One word. Because y'all be playing me. Kiera, you played me last time, I think. Because I think you said 2 words. One word tonight, sis. Okay. One word. Who's ready? Don't everybody raise their hand.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go. Okay.
All right. To me being single is
To me, being single is a journey. I say a journey because I'm just learning myself. I'm learning how to be by myself. I'm learning, like I said, my likes, my dislikes. And I'm enjoying it so far. So at first I didn't enjoy it, but I'm getting to the stage where I'm content where everything is right now. So it's been a journey, but I'm enjoying it right now.
Absolutely, a journey. All right, come on, journey. I feel like there's a book or a dissertation brewing up there. Come on, Journey. We're gonna let you do a master class on Zave's Corner. A
All
journey.
right,
Come
let me
on
know.
now.
Let me know now.
Levi, we're gonna defer to the beautiful lady next to you.
Okay.
This is so
Smooth.
hard. um, oof.
Right, girl. I had to
To
think of that on the spot.
what was the sentence again?
All right, you ready? To
Yes.
me, being single is.
To me, being single is a blessing, honestly, because I'm able to learn to love myself, to be content with the season that I'm in. So once I am ready to make that leap into a relationship, I'll be whole by myself and I can be whole with somebody else.
Come on, wholeness. Come on, wholeness. Mm,
A word, a word.
Glory. Come on.
Right.
mm, mm. Levi, the Reverend.
To me, being single is refreshing in the sense that
I like that.
Right. I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
write that down.
right.
Come on,
in the
Charmer. Come on, Charmer. Put them
in the
jeans on them, cousin. Put them jeans on them.
uh, in the sense that, like, as they both said, you're finding yourself and being single. Just because, like, for me, I know just because I've been single for so long doesn't mean that I've just given up. It means that take, I take the next step so seriously that I don't want to just throw myself into something else. So, it's refreshing for me because I'm finding things out about myself that is allowing me to grow. I'm doing things financially that's going to help my potential partner, both of us, out in the long run. So, just because I'm by myself doesn't mean I'm not preparing for the next step. And that's it.
And I just want to say, just because we single, it's by choice. It's not like we can't, be in a relationship. It's because we
Mm-hmm.
choose to want better for ourselves.
If we wanted
So,
to, we have to.
A word. Pass the
right.
collection.
It,
Had to let
it,
that
it,
be
it's the
known.
way everybody clicked into that moment. It's the way
Ah!
all of y'all clicked into that moment. Listen, let me say thank you, first and foremost to all of you all for your transparency tonight. I truly just believe as we continue to have these conversations, we find out that one, we all have so many things in common, but two, uh, there is a world around us that is still working to create a better place, right? And so we're not out here having these toxic relationships that are leading to pointless and meaningless places in our lives. So I'm so grateful for my connection to each and every one of you. You know, I love you. You're always welcome back on Zave's Corner. So I can't wait for us to continue the conversation. As we get ready for Zave's final moment, I hope all of you all that are watching tonight will stick with me for the next 2 to 3 minutes because I want to share something with you. But to my panelists that are here, would y'all just do me a favor? Won't you just wave goodbye real quick to everybody that's watching? So grateful for each and every one of y'all. Listen, y'all, I'm so grateful for my 3 panelists that have been here tonight. For my final moment, I want to do this right here. And I hope that you are listening. I hope that you have just blocked out every distraction real quick, because what I want to share with you is truly from the heart. And it is this. Listen, you are divinely created. When God created you, he took the best of what he had in heaven. He poured it into human flesh, planted you in your mother's womb, and out came greatness. And I hope and pray that you never forget just how great you are. Every single day that you get up, it is an opportunity to show the world just how great you are. In fact, this word was confirmed to me today through my pastor, who talked about us being a light in this dark world. The Bible says that we've been called out of darkness into the marvelous light. And I just want to let you know that your light is so important right where you are, whether you are single, whether you are entangled, whether you are engaged, married, divorced, widowed, what have it. You are great. You are so great. You just don't know how great you are. Continue to walk into your greatness. Continue to be great. But most importantly, never forget to show a greater love. All right. Listen, guys, so grateful for you tuning in tonight to another Zave's Corner. It feels good to be back. I don't even know if y'all noticed, but your boy got a haircut. So join me next Sunday at 7:30. But in the meantime, between time, y'all head over to Versus so we can watch the aunties battle it out and hear some real music. Because I don't know what y'all been listening to, but we about to hear some real music tonight. Listen, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Y'all take care. We'll see you again next week. Good night, y'all.